The owner of St. Kitts Marine Works, Reginald Francis, is demanding a public apology and compensation over statements made by Minister of Sustainable Development, Dr. Joel Clark, during the August 5th edition of In Focus. Francis points to a February 23, 2026 letter from the Permanent Secretary rescinding the land sale agreement, which he says acknowledges a $50,000 payment made toward the purchase of the property and states it would instead be applied towards rent under a proposed lease. He argues this contradicts statements made during the program suggesting no payments had been made.
No, that person is supposed to be leasing the land from the government. The business occupies over 26.8 acres of land. But in all the years, they've been there for almost 25 years, but no payment. No, absolutely no payment. Nothing is in the treasury. And so the ministry had to make a decision.
We don't have a lease. We had a sale agreement. When you have a sale agreement, you don't pay a lease. So on the February 23rd of 2026, Sustainable decided to cancel my sale agreement, which was signed in 2021. That 2021 agreement had in all the back taxes, all the back rentals, and everything included in it. And that price was approximately $6.5 million. At the same time, the government owed me over $10 million for the Old Road Fisheries project, which I did. If the government owes me more than I owe them, I don't think I should be paying the government. They should be paying me the difference and offset the balance. That is why no further payments beside the deposit was paid.
Francis also rejects being described by the minister as an unscrupulous person and denies allegations that he refused to accommodate local boats.
I received a voice note from a fisher just 3 weeks ago. And the voice note says to me, it seems like we are being asked or told to pressure you, the government, so that this lease could go through to that person's benefit. And we're being told that if there's a hurricane, that the company is only going to take foreign boats. They have no space for local boats. Pressure. Unnecessary pressure and fear for whose advantage? So that the government could, move on the lease, reduce the cost. And for me, when you waste people's time and you send multiple videos with lies, and then you make a mistake and send them to my phone, knowing that I'm on every email thread, I am there facilitating, I am the one in cabinet lobbying and reading the documentation. PS is there with the Attorney General office working on this. How do you, if you're not an unscrupulous person, but clearly you are, go and tell fisher folk, we ain't taking your boat, you're a foreign person?
From the moorings company, which has been coming since before COVID, probably like around 9-10 years they've been coming. They book in advance, nearly a year in advance, with dates and numbers of boats. There's no local boat that has a booking that I have not honored. If I'm committed to a company which made a booking, I have to make space for those boats first.
Francis says St. Kitts Marine Works has invested millions of dollars in marine infrastructure and that the business generates significant economic activity through foreign vessels, employment, and support for the local maritime industry. Francis says he's seeking a full public apology and appropriate compensation. I'm Andre Huey reporting for Television Caribbean TVC Channel 40 News.
To the crisis in Cuba, where the communist island will mark what would have been Fidel Castro's 100th birthday. Cuba's current state is likely not what he would have envisioned nearly 7 decades ago. Here's Christina Vasquez on where things stand today.
As Cuba prepares to mark the 100th birthday of Fidel Castro, the communist island is reckoning with the pending total collapse of its state-run economy amid America's maximum pressure campaign, leading some to wonder about the late communist leader's legacy.
Lo que queda de Fidel Castro ahora mismo, que lo que dejó nada, absolutamente nada.
The military is still very much in support of Raúl Castro. Once Raúl Castro is gone, then all bets are off.
In May, the U.S. indicted Raul Castro for his role in the 1996 Brothers to the Rescue shootdown that killed 4. But in the vacuum of an in-country capture of the aging leader, paired with concerns from some in America's Cuban-American community about the absence of political change, World News Cuba analyst Dr. Andy Gomez says Cuba poses a tough foreign policy challenge for U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
You just cannot sanction the Cuban government as we have, punish the Cuban people, and expect that the Cuban people are going to revolt against a regime that has been in place for almost 68 years.
In a video posted to the platform X by the U.S. State Department, Rubio reiterated his belief that a prosperous and U.S.-aligned Cuba is in America's national interest, adding,
I'm confident that Cuba, by the time this administration is over, but before this administration ends, will be on an irreversible path towards a much different future.
Cuba is not easy unless we take the last option, which is a military strike to try to bring down the regime. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
Especially, he says, since there has been no regime change in Venezuela after the U.S. captured that country's socialist dictator, adding that, in his view, the stakes are high for Rubio, that he needs a win, especially if he's considering another presidential run.
To other news now, residents of Cuba's Pen in Trelawny have received tents and food supplies from the government after their homes were demolished on Tuesday. As Jamila Maitland reports, some 40 families have been displaced.
Blue tents hold the weight of the stresses of residents of Cuba's Pen in Trelawny Wednesday morning. The Chinese writing on it reads Emergency Disaster Relief. The relief, though, is not from any natural disaster, but a massive demolition exercise Tuesday morning. The tents were issued by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. 69-year-old Stanley Hall has been living in Cuba's Pen for 51 years. Fortunately, his home was not bulldozed, but a peg has been placed beside it, which indicates his house might be next. Demolition resumes in 2 weeks.
Where me going to go now as a old man? Me can't make house again.
Residents explain that there has been an ongoing dispute for the land for years. They maintain that they were blindsided by the exercise that started early Tuesday morning.
We know that is not our land. We all know that. But don't come and we start and say, even there, locations and the land they are caught, even there them should have given man.
Sylvia Fisher explained that families lost everything.
No people them mash up them things them in and we don't have nowhere for go. Where we go? We have the children them back to school, where they were gonna live. Back to school, where the children them gonna live for go to school. We need the government and we need help.
On the growing list for assistance is Melita Ferguson. She shares a tent with her kids and other families. Last night, however, it seems that there was an additional family inside. The heat.
Well, I mean, hot is really hot. And we're not comfortable here.
Member of Parliament for North Trelawny, Tova Hamilton, has said the government had no role in the demolition exercise. But Chairman for the North Trelawny constituency, Dennis Meadows, says the government is complicit.
What they did, they came in the morning, they unlawfully pick up young men, and the guys that you're carrying them to process them. So what you do, you remove the men who are often boisterous, leave the ladies on their own, and then you come and lick down the place. You release them in the evening. That is suspect. And that must be investigated.
Mr. Meadows worries that the tents, though temporary, hold something permanent, and that's displacement. The residents want to be relocated.
We are not leaving until we get the voice of the Prime Minister. We want to hear the voice of the Prime Minister. We want to hear what he has to say about this. We want relocation. We can't live like this. We're not dog, we're not drunker, we're not animal, we are human beings.
In a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, it said the initial report indicates that about 40 families were affected, children and elderly including. It said social workers were there up to midnight providing food supplies, bottled water, toiletries, tents, and lighting equipment.
No light, no can't plug in nothing.
So how now plan for cope? How now cope on this?
I don't know. We just have to live with it and just go and do what we have to do. Yeah, man. Can't better no day.
The Ministry of Labor says it will return on Friday, August 14 to provide additional support. The OPM says the Poor Relief Department, along with the Social Development Commission, will do further assessments. Additionally, it said dropping shelters will be available to meet the demands of the residents. As to what should happen in the long term.
NHT owns lands across the road, Outer Many, etc. Right? Further down the road, NHT owns property. If location can be made, we can put what you call site and service, put the infrastructure in, light water road, give them somewhere where they can at least call home.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
A new day begins. The sun rises over St. Martin, bringing new energy, new possibilities. This island was built on resilience, progress, and the strength of its people. Our connection is what moves us forward. It links our communities, our businesses, our families. From the heart of the island to the shores beyond, we've connected St. Martin. From every street to every home, this network was built for St. Martin by St. Martin hands. Connection isn't just about signals, it's about people. This is your island and your network recharged. Proudly local, we're here for today, tomorrow, and every milestone ahead.
When the temporary and TPS ran out for hundreds of thousands of Haitians, faith leaders tried appealing to the hearts of lawmakers in Washington. So far, it hasn't worked. No political miracle, at least not yet. So in the meantime, the heartbeat of little Haiti is in need of a lifeline because the pastor says the people and families here are broken. The heartbeat is Notre Dame de Haiti Catholic Church. It is to Miami's Haitian community what the Freedom Tower is to Miami's Cuban community. A place of history, refuge, answers, and hope.
Has all hope vanished as it relates to some of the people, the worshipers who come here?
No, hope can never vanish. We must hope against all hope. But what is important is that we cannot deny the fact that it's very dark today. It's very dark outside. We cannot deny that. We don't see a way out now. We don't see it. We believe that there will be a way out, but for now we don't see it. We are walking in a very difficult moment, and the darkness is deep.
Father Reginald Jean-Marie, or Father Reggie, has been the church's lead pastor for 25 years.
In my 25 years in ministry in Little Haiti, I've never witnessed such impact of immigration on the people.
Ugly signs of the inevitable are happening. ICE arrests, deportations back to a chaotic Caribbean nation that's in worse shape than when TPS started 16 years ago. After the deadly, devastating quake.
I vividly remember when Vice President Biden came to the Little Haiti Center and even walked into the chapel of the rectory of Notre Dame de Haiti and to proclaim the TPS for the Haitian. We were longing for that, especially after all that Haiti was going through.
In your words, you said in a text message to me, we are witnessing the existential emptiness of the community. What does that mean?
Well, what we see happening is that people are being disconstructed as human beings. They are being broken into pieces. And the people that I've come across in this community, they are not only stressed, but they are being broken from an existential standpoint. And that emptiness is the fact that those people exist. There is no life in them.
Are you seeing less and less people coming to Mass these days?
We see a decrease, comparing to what it was a few weeks ago, also at the school.
And are you seeing more and more people coming to the church doors, asking for everything from rent to food and other?
We don't have that much yet. There are a few individuals. Eventually, in the next month to come, or at the end of this month, you're going to see that coming very often in the church. And that's the reason why today we need people of good faith, of good conscience, who can help, who can speak, to speak out.
If you're in search of the humanity from this humanitarian program,
get out, go home, go back to Haiti.
You'll find it mixed in with the meanness on social media.
We are human beings. We are human beings. We are not just political beings. We are human beings, and therefore, we cannot do that. And that's where the TPS must continue. Congress have that mandate to renew the TPS, to extend it, so that the people of Haiti can continue to breathe.
So, Father, what words do you have for anyone who comes to you feeling broken and empty?
I have that conviction that in every darkness, there is a pinpoint of light. And my message is very simple. Do not let this situation steal your hope, your joy, and your peace. Because what is happening is a storm. It shall pass. Satan has his hour, but God has his day. The day of the people will come, and the victory is on the side of the people of God.
Now, Father Reggie talked about Congress and how it can still act. Senate Bill 4814, which would require the Homeland Security Department to extend TPS specifically for Haitians for 3 years until January 2029, right now has 35 co-sponsors. There is an effort to get 12 more Democratic senators and then Republican support, which right now is very, very difficult.
So he talks about less and less people showing up to church, right? It seems to be a common theme. We heard from restaurants, people are not showing up to restaurants, workers are being laid off, not coming back to work, children not going to school. So what's happening? Where are these people going? What are they doing?
I think we have the impression right now, and Father Reggie talked about this, that people are going underground, kind of waiting it out to see what the Senate will do. Maybe there's a bill in the House too as well, and to see what the White House is going to do. But there was word last week from at least one news outlet, Newsweek, that talked about how enforcement by ICE for Haitian Americans or Haitian nationals living in America has been delayed. Why? That question was not answered, but it is on delay right now. How long that's going to happen, we don't know, but right now it's being delayed. So you don't see as many deportations or detentions from ICE, but we don't know how long that's going to last.
Yeah, you think people in hiding are still hopeful?
Very hopeful. And I think that's why you see this movement to go underground. Some people thought about going to Canada. I've seen some videos online of people self-deporting, but far and few between. Many people are just sort of waiting and hoping
and like Father Reggie, praying for the best outcome.
Yeah, and it's not just as easy as go back to Haiti. Haiti is not a place to go back to right now.
A country that's worse than what it was 16 years ago. Presidential elections are taking place for the first time in 5 years in December, but even that is up in the air. So this is a country that is chaotic at best. So a lot of people, again, are just hopeful that they won't have to go back there and will keep their lives as they have it here in this community.
And not lose their hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brong has threatened to deport a judge he accused of giving lenient sentences to people convicted of crimes. Brong said that light sentences are making it more difficult for law enforcement to keep the country safe. He is urging the court to hand down longer sentences for gun crimes, stating that 2 to 3 years is insufficient. At a press briefing on Monday to report on national security issues, Brown expressed frustration with a judge he did not name.
And we don't want to say that we are interfering in the judiciary. No, we try to protect our country. So this particular judge, who has a propensity to give criminals a break, brother man, if you can't follow the lead of the parliament to give longer sentences, leave our country voluntarily, otherwise they're going to deport you, make a persona non grata. You know who you are. Mr. Prime Minister of the country saying this.
Meantime, Prime Minister Gaston Brong is insisting that law enforcement agencies must have more boots on the ground. He has instructed law enforcers to ensure there are regular spot checks.
We want more spot checks as well. As far as I'm concerned, there should be weekly spot checks in this country. Not occasional, not anymore. The situation is so grave right now. There should not be a week. A week should not pass without 1 or 2 spot checks. Defense force, police, get the spot checks going. Nobody must get an easy pass in this country.
In June 2026, the government of St. Lucia extended its tax amnesty program, giving taxpayers until December 2027 to settle outstanding tax liabilities while benefiting from a full waiver of interest and penalties on eligible taxes. At Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, Prime Minister and Finance Minister Philip J. Pierce said additional measures to strengthen the program are also being developed.
We have a very generous tax amnesty where, and I must say that we are starting to get some results from that tax amnesty. But we're going to go further. I'm going to announce a special tax amnesty unit.
The creation of a dedicated tax amnesty unit will support the government's drive to improve tax compliance.
Because we believe that there is enough taxes due out there to assist us in combating the fiscal problems, the fiscal issues that we have. So our job is to comply with all international tax relations. Parliament is happening tomorrow, either tomorrow or the week after. We're going to pass another set of legislation to deal with international tax matters because we want to be compliant. But if you're not compliant, you get blacklisted. St. Lucia is not been blacklisted, but St. Lucia has to take certain measures to ensure that we do not get blacklisted.
The Prime Minister pointed to several initiatives already in place to help ease the tax burden on average citizens.
But internally, we are trying our best to give a generous tax amnesty. And also, we are trying our best to relieve the burden on income tax on the people generally. You know, we've said that all young people like yourself who want to buy a piece of land, right now, you get 50% interest reduction. Young people. We've also said that if you have any medical expenses, 100% free. We know that certain people want to go abroad to get medical treatment, 100% tax-free. We've increased the threshold to $40,000. We've said that there are certain things that if you're carrying a dependent relative, we've increased that. We've increased the allowance for child support in terms of if you have a child at university, etc. So we are trying all means to reduce the the tax burden.
Among these initiatives are zero-rated and VAT-exempt grocery items, a policy introduced by the government to help offset the impact of global inflation and rising food import costs.
You may not know that St. Lucia's VAT rate is the lowest VAT rate in the region. So when we speak about gas prices, they don't talk about the VAT rate. St. Lucia's VAT rate is 12.5%. Certain countries are 19%. Most countries are 15.5%, 17%. St. Lucia is 12%. So 12.5. So we have to look at things in a holistic fashion. But I can tell you, we are trying our best to cover all the international requirements as it relates to tax and tax compliance.
Prime Minister Pierre said these combined measures are designed to shield consumers from external economic shocks while supporting sustained economic growth in St. Lucia. Joachim de Plessis, HTS News Force.
At The Cable, we believe in giving back because when our community thrives, we all do. That's why, as a company, we make it our mission to touch the lives of everyone in St. Kitts. We spearheaded the renovation of JNF Hospital lobby to ensure better care for all. The Cable sponsors free Wi-Fi in every community center across St. Kitts, so no one is left behind in an increasingly connected world. We stand with communities through every moment, big or small, in culture, education, youth development, and more. Y a ti también, comunidad latina. Cuenta con nosotros. Estamos con ustedes. And when it comes to customer service, we set the standard. We're just a call, click, or visit away because you matter to us. Join the company that truly cares. The Cable, more than service. We're family. Somos familia. And we're proud to always give more where it matters.
At Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design, we're thrilled to be your go-to print shop located in the heart of Bastille. From essential services like printing, copying, and laminating, to a diverse array of school supplies, arts and craft materials, and office essentials, we've got you covered. Don't fret, Digital Print Plus and Crafted by Design are here to stay and ready to be your trusted partners for all your printing and craft supply needs. Ready for a visit? Find us at the corner between Dillio and Princess Street. Just look for the vibrant pink and yellow building with white doors. We can't wait to welcome you to our creative haven.
Don't miss News Desk, weekdays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on TVC. St. Kitts to the World, now streaming everywhere.
King James is a soca artist out of the beautiful island of Sunshine City, St. Martin. I love music, grew up around music, and I just love to entertain people. Got started in music from a young age. My creative process is, one, I would get a vibe, get a melody.
That's why having talent behind us makes such a difference. They're not just our local telecom. They're supporting local artists, giving us the support and tools to keep creating and sharing without limits. And with Telem's new internet speeds, I can upload my files and tracks in seconds, send big files to producers overseas, and even live stream without worrying about buffering.
But Telem has always played a role when it comes to young talent on the island. I would actually go as far to say this. Without Telem, there probably wouldn't be a King James right now.
Telem is showcasing that St. Martin can compete on any level. They are investing in us, in our creativity, and in our future. And that's something I'm proud to be a part of.
With
What you see here is a tragedy. These buckets were used yesterday for more than 24 hours by thousands of volunteers trying to remove the rubble by hand. Now you can see that it's a machine that's doing it. This is a clear sign that they no longer expect to find anyone alive. It took more than 24 hours to give up on the search. It's now way past the 72-hour critical point where people who could be trapped and be still alive under the rubble can be found. It's the same story everywhere we've gone. I've spoken to the police, I've spoken to the rescue teams. They say they're finding very, very few people still with life. And yet there are relatives of some of those who were trapped in that building who say that they are still not giving up hope, that they're believing that there could be a miracle. But on the other hand, right in front of that building are the people who have to live after this tragedy, this devastating earthquake. Many of them have received donations from private citizens after 4 days of being in the park. At least this family is getting a tent. Others are sleeping on the street. Over there, people are lining up for food. All of this is being donated by the church groups or by civilian organizations, but there isn't a sign of the government anywhere. We don't see the municipality distributing food, distributing anything. Medical students are here trying to give first aid to some of those who were injured when they were coming out of the building. So the situation is still very, very fluid, but also very, very chaotic and extremely sad because the government has been refusing to give permission, certainly on time, to specialized groups from other countries, like the Mexican Topos, for example, who had to wait for almost 48 hours in the city of Cali, which is also devastated by the earthquake, to go in and try to rescue a person who was calling on the phone. By the time the family begged the mayor to allow this group to go in and try to find this person in the hospital, it was too late. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Pereira, Colombia.
Even after Israeli settlers barricaded and besieged the three homes you can see behind me in Qusra, the Israeli forces tried to evacuate the Palestinian family members from their homes, saying that this will help them preserve security. Now, according to the father of Qusay and Yusuf Hassan, who are trapped inside the house right now, he says he told them not to leave their home because they don't trust that the Israeli forces will get them back there. And they have experiences with Israeli settlers who have pushed families out of their homes and then taken over these houses. And that's why the Israeli forces finally caved in and moved all three families into one home.
I've been sleeping in my car for the past 7 months to protect my home. Sometimes on this hill, sometimes over there. This is all a charade. If they were serious, the whole operation would not take them 1 hour. We're talking about 20 settlers. If they would treat them the same way they treat Palestinians, they could finish in less than an hour.
People here in Qusra have been facing settler attacks for decades. They say that with the growing number of illegal Israeli settlements, there has been more violence targeting them here. But also the lack of accountability has enabled settlers to attack Palestinians more and more. What people here believe is happening now is that the Israeli forces are trying to use the fact that there are cameras, that there is media, to show that they are indeed evacuating settlers and pushing them off the land. But it is only a matter of time before these Israeli settlers can come back and attack these families and others all across the occupied West Bank. Nida Ibrahim, Al Jazeera, Qusra, the occupied West Bank, Palestine.
Despite a loss for Captain Roston Chase and the St. Lucia Kings in the CPL encounter with the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, there were some bright sparks with 50s from Kamil Puran and Jubal Andrew, which will give the franchise hope going forward.
Yeah, we have a really young unit, probably the youngest unit in CPL right now. So for those young guys to stand up after having a bad start like that and really show their class, I thought it was a good batting performance by them. But as I said, I just thought that we were 30-35 runs. I thought if one of them could have taken it a bit deeper, it would have helped us, but well played to them.
The winning captain, Jason Holder, was pleased with his team's performance, especially the bowling.
I thought we played some good cricket. Obviously, on a pitch like this, expect them to really hone in on the power play, but we were able to get 2 new ball wickets, which was crucial. And then, they got away a little bit from us, but then we ended up pegging it back, and, we did a really good job at the back end. So credit to all our bowlers.
For the run chase, Johnson, Charles and Andre Fletcher were their normal swashbuckling selves, which the captain does not mind.
Look, it's hard to tell people like Johnson and Fletcher, to play their game. They've been pretty confident and they've been pretty consistent over the years playing that type of cricket. So we backed them to play that type of cricket. Fortunately for us today, they got off to a really good start. And then Kyle came in and kept the tempo, which was really important for us. We were able to, keep on top of the scoring rate. We were always in the game or ahead of the game in terms of the run chase. Which is crucial when we're trying to chase these runs.
As they head to Jamaica, Holder sees room for improvement, especially in the fielding department.
Look, I think our energy in the field could have been a little bit better. We probably could have made 1 or 2 half chances, stick. But that's part of cricket,
Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sports.